KSAT 12. The Nightbeat starts right now.
They were caught crouching behind cars, a neighbor capturing some of the chaos surrounding a shooting at a local Airbnb. That story coming up in a moment. But first, tensions boiling over in Uvalde tonight. The school district preparing for another shakeup in leadership after the deadly shooting at Robb Elementary.
Now, today's Uvalde CISD board meeting centered around Superintendent Dr. Hal Harrell and his retirement. The night team's Lee Waldman is live. And Lee, there was a packed house there tonight.
Absolutely. The boardroom behind me here can only hold 90 people total, and far more showed up here tonight. Far more than we have ever seen show up. It's a fact that families of victims say ripped at their wounds.
Just to show that we love him and that we support him.
I don't know any other outlet that they had that was that true and honest and just a good man who truly wanted to do the right thing.
Tiffany Massey and Nicole Ogburn are both teachers with Uvalde CISD. They taught fourth grade at Robb Elementary and were there on May 24th. Today, they were two in a crowd showing support for Superintendent Dr. Hal Harrell as the school board accepted his retirement.
Change protocol. I think we need to change laws. We need to quit pointing fingers and blame, and we need to start moving on and just fixing the laws and protocols.
Meanwhile, families of the victims and their supporters quietly filed inside the small Benson boardroom, as they have done for 4.5 months.
21 brutally murdered teachers and students wasn't enough for outrage. To outrage our Uvalde strong community, but your retirement is. You are very blessed.
Kimberly Rubio tearfully spoke about how Harrell is the one who handed her diploma and put students first, reminding everyone the families never asked that he resign. She spoke about the hurt caused by the community directing hatred towards grieving families over a decision Harrell stated he made himself.
How dare you decide now when a job is at stake to come together, but you stay home? Please, the families have been demanding transparency and accountability. How dare you attack those of us who lost our children in the worst way possible?
Kimberly and Felix walked out. They were met outside, but what appeared to be a pushback from supporters of Harrell. Some putting the responsibility on Harrell to reunite Uvalde.
Dr. Harrell can take us a long way in bringing this community back together.
The board voted unanimously to have Walsh Gallegos begin the search for a replacement superintendent. In a statement posted on Dr. Harrell's wife's Facebook page, in his words, he wrote that he'll remain in this position until the end of the year and until a new superintendent is named. And as those families were walking out here tonight, they reiterated they never asked for him to retire in the first place. Live in Uvalde, Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Leah. Brush fire growing to 10 times its size. It's a breaking news story we've continued to follow throughout the day. The brush fire is in far southeast Bexar County. It grew to 40 acres before it was fully contained tonight. Bexar County officials expected to reopen Dunlop Road about 2 hours ago. But fire units will remain on the scene to monitor for any hot spots. Sky 12 over the scene earlier today. That's where you see when it was active. Flames destroyed one abandoned building. Luckily, no one was injured in this fire.
An alarming number of suicides. This year alone, we've lost 4 active duty San Antonio police officers and 1 retired officer. The department says a total of 6 active officers over the past 5 years have died by suicide, and that's not even counting the retired officers. The night team's Patty Santos speaks with a first responders peer support group leader who says that officers just aren't getting the support they need.
Time is critical for the San Antonio Police Department. That's the opinion of one former police officer as the news of suicide among officers continues to spread.
It's something that spreads like poison. The morale, it just dropped.
Preston Kinnigan is the founder of a first responders peer-to-peer support group, Warriors of Rameth. He's alarmed by the suicide of 4 active duty and 1 retired SAPD officer this year alone. What he's hearing from leadership is that the department has an open-door policy for officers needing mental support. But what officers perceive is different, he explains.
The members of your department should be 100% on board with knowing that if I go and talk to my superior, they're going to back me up 100%. and I'm not going to get blackballed because they're going to have my well-being at heart.
He says officers fear the stigma to their reputation and even their careers. He's pushing police leadership to do more to support officers.
And until the department makes it overtly clear, not just passively clear, I don't believe that we're going to see a change. It takes command staff in leading that charge.
At the Faith in Blue ceremony last week, Chief William McManus said the latest officer to die by suicide was on the phone with a support officer just minutes before.
And Warriors of Rameth, Texas Law Enforcement Peer Network, and Copline are just some of the confidential support groups available to first responders outside of SAPD agency. But Kinnikin is also rallying up fellow law enforcement officers to look out for each other as well. Steve, Stefania.
Thank you, Patty. A face now being put to the name Perla Huerta. LULAC says a migrant took this picture and gave it to them. The Latino advocacy group says she lured migrants onto chartered flights from San Antonio to the resort island of Marthas Vineyard in Massachusetts last month. Now they're worried she may actually leave the country. LULAC's president Domingo Garcia announced a $10,000 reward in hopes of finding her, Perla Huerta. He says asylum seekers told him they were offered work, money, and other incentives in exchange for them signing a form to voluntarily go to another location. Soon after the flights, Garcia said he warned asylum seekers of people trying to lie to them.
We filed a complaint with the Department of Justice in Washington, D.C. because we believe several federal immigration and human trafficking laws might have been broken by this.
Garcia says the photo and other information given to the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, they have opened an investigation but have not identified any persons of interest so far. They tell us they are still reviewing the evidence.
New details tonight in a shooting at a local Airbnb. Friends releasing a picture of the woman who was killed. There she is. She's 25-year-old Novita Brazil. She was renting out part of her home as an Airbnb when she was killed. Police arrested 17-year-old Johnny Bermea and 4 other suspects. Investigators say the shooter mistook Brazil's home for another home that they were planning to shoot. The night team's John Paul Barajas spoke with a neighbor who caught some of that chaos on camera.
Ring video shows 2 teens hiding behind a car moments before opening fire on a white sedan. Neighbors along Bald Mountain Drive say they were caught off guard.
Felt like we had just been in the middle of a battle.
Not my next door neighbors, but neighbors to the left of us. Their vehicle got hit, their house got hit. And that's only 2 houses away from mine.
Investigators say the first shots were fired by someone in the white sedan early the morning of October 4th. But an affidavit says they targeted the wrong home. The homeowner, 25-year-old Novita Brazil, was killed. Her 41-year-old tenant shot in the leg.
Really just kind of surreal when you just heard the pop, pop, pop at first. And I jumped out of bed and got down on the floor.
The affidavit states the home next door was the intended target. The teens in the video reportedly admitted to hearing the initial gunfire, grabbing their guns, and using a neighbor's car for cover as they waited for the sedan to come back.
They were shooting back at the car that was going by, and that's when they shot out my windshield. It was right outside my door, and to step outside that night when the police came and to see all these shell casings, it really, really alarmed me.
She has since replaced the windshield. Bexar County deputies were able to chase down and arrest the 2 teenagers in the white sedan the night of the shooting. 3 more teenagers were taken into custody on Friday. All 3 accused of shooting at the sedan as it drove away. At last check, the 2 teens who were in the white sedan were being held here at the Bexar County Juvenile Detention Center. They're just 14 and 15 years old. The car they were in was also reported stolen. As for the other 2 teens, we don't have details right now if they're currently in custody, but they are facing charges of deadly conduct with a firearm. Johnny Bermea is at the Bexar County Jail on the same charge. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Now for a look at your headlines in your Nightbeat News Flash. A mother accused of murdering her 4-year-old daughter is on trial. Jessica Briones faces up to life in prison in this case. Body cam footage that day that she took her daughter to a police substation shown in the court today. The 4-year-old girl was taken to the hospital where she later died. Briones claimed the girl fell off a chair. Prosecutors say that's not consistent with what a medical examiner found. The defense argues there was a different reason for the injuries that were found on the child's body. Take a walk at Market Square and you're going to find some of the doors and the windows boarded up like these. San Antonio police want to know who broke into some of the shops there. One store owner leaving a message for the suspects tonight.
If you have the will to steal, you should have the will to work for the things that you want. You can't just take it from people.
At least 4 shops broken into late last week. Thieves smashed windows, front doors, stole thousands of dollars worth of merchandise. Some of the suspects caught on surveillance video, but no arrests yet. And don't forget, tomorrow, the last day to register to vote. You're going to need to make sure you have that done so you can help decide a long list of races, including the race for Texas governor. If you want to take a look at the entire ballot, you can do that too. Head to KSAT.com. We have a complete guide for the 2022 elections. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash. More residents now allowed to return home after Hurricane Ian hit Florida. The realization they're now facing, and an update on meteorologist Adam Caskey's cleanup efforts.
And Russia's president taking revenge on Ukraine. The attack he says he ordered himself, and what President Joe Biden is now promising.
And he was eating a burger when he was shot. Now, a local group who's pushed for police reform in the past, demanding accountability, the concern they are voicing in this case. Next on the Night Beat. The reaction continues to pour in after a police officer opened fire in a McDonald's parking lot. Act for SA, a local group known to push for police reform. They're calling for charges against former San Antonio police officer James Brennan, who shot 17-year-old Eric Cantu in that car. In a statement tonight, Act for SA said in part, while Officer Brennan has been relieved of his position as an SAPD officer, he still remains a free man while Eric remains hospitalized in intensive care, end quote. The district attorney has said he is waiting until San Antonio police complete their own investigation, but Act for SA concerned that investigation could take too long. Cantu eating a burger when Brennan is seen telling the teen to get out of the car. The car reverses and Brennan fires several rounds. Charges dropped against Cantu to allow his family to visit him in the hospital.
And now to Russia's revenge on Ukraine. Russia's president saying that he personally ordered mass missile strikes after a key bridge that connects Russia to Crimea was blown up this weekend. 12 people were killed in those bombings. More than 80 others were hurt. Ukraine's president calling Russia a terrorist state that is trying to annihilate Ukraine. Meanwhile, President Joe Biden promising to continue to support Ukraine. It's been almost 2 weeks since Hurricane Ian slammed into Florida's southwestern coast, and some people in Fort Myers return home for the first time this weekend. Some are learning that while FEMA funding is going to bring some relief, insurance companies may not cover all those costs.
I thought hurricane insurance covered surge because that's part of a hurricane. It does not.
And, you know, our Adam Caskey has been in Florida helping his family there recover. He is now back, but he told us that his family had to take out sheetrock because there was mold that started to grow in their home. And at this point, his in-laws are hiring professionals to finish everything else. But you could see it's a lot of work. And I'm sure that when we see Adam soon this week, he'll give us an update on his adventures there.
Yeah. Happy to report he is home safe and sound.
Yeah.
And yeah, really felt for Adam's family and all the people in Florida that are dealing with mold and just salt water and just flooding like, you know, South Texas has experienced before, but not the saltwater part.
Oh, and the winds, too.
And the winds,
Winds knocking a ton of infrastructure down. Again, yes, very glad that we have Adam Caskey back after helping his in-laws out there. For now, you got me. And what we're going to talk about right now is that we have seen only a little bit more than 8 inches of rain at the airport. That is about 17 and a half inches below where we should be as far as rain goes. And it's really shocking that some of these areas have seen more rain than San Antonio. Del Rio, Texas. Del Rio, if you're watching, you've seen almost 13 inches of rain. In Amarillo, they've seen almost 14 inches of rain. And Roswell, New Mexico, out in the desert, has seen more rain than San Antonio. As we look at our rain chances this week, it does not look good for Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday as a weak boundary moves across south central Texas. Only a stray shower possible. But there is some hope for next week, early next week. It's looking like things are still working in our favor to at least see some rain on Monday. We'll talk about that here in just a bit. But for now, let's take a look at where the rain is across Texas at the moment. From Wichita Falls to San Angelo to Fort Stockton. Unfortunately, with this low pressure system moving to the north, we're not going to be seeing that energy bringing us a chance for rain in San Antonio from that particular system. You can see how a lot of this fizzles out by early tomorrow, and we'll wake up in the 60s, top off in the 80s tomorrow. It's going to be a pleasant day, a lot like today. Low humidity, upper 80s for the high temperature, but the humidity quickly returns on Wednesday. You can actually see some morning clouds there early on Wednesday, and Wednesday is a day where it's going to be pretty summer-like outside. So it's going to be warm in the low 90s and humid too. Then a weak, very weak cool front is going to move through San Antonio Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Again, look at these wimpy rain chances. Really not going to see much, maybe a 10% chance for rain Wednesday night into Thursday night. Behind that front, though, it is going to become windy. Gusts of up to 30 miles per hour. Humidity is going to plummet, and with the warm conditions, temperatures will be near 90 degrees. That means fire danger on Thursday, so keep that in mind. We're going to want to be cautious on Thursday. Then with high pressure system settling in place on Friday, it'll be mostly sunny with low humidity and 88 degrees. But as that high moves off to the east, we're really going to tap into the Gulf moisture. So we'll have 2 days of low humidity, Thursday, Friday, but by Saturday, it is going to be muggy again in south central Texas, and that may actually work in our favor for rain when another cool front moves through Texas. And as you can see, this particular forecast model pretty optimistic about our rain chances on Monday. For now, I'm going 30% because things can change between now and then. 88 today for the high temperature. Tomorrow's going to look very similar. You'll wake up, it'll be 65. Well, around noon, it'll be in the low 80s, and then an afternoon high temperature of 88. All in all, a pretty pleasant Tuesday for us. Generally, highs will be in the upper 80s in your neighborhood, close to 90 degrees in many places, and then even warmer on Wednesday, low 90s with humidity. That front moves through, drops the humidity, but we're still going to be windy and warm. And then again, all eyes are on early next week. Guys, we desperately could use some more rain. We need more rain than Roswell, New Mexico.
Yes. Absolutely. And when you saw the grass fire today on Dunup Road, that just shows just how dry it is out there.
It does.
All right. Fingers crossed we'll get it. Thank you. Hi.
Hey there.
So Dallas is bringing something back.
Well, yeah, their doomsday defense. You know, remember Dan Quinn inherited a defense that gave up the most points in franchise history of 473. He's turned it now to that elite squad. When we come back, more about what they have been able to do here in the absence of Dak Prescott and the big game in our big game coverage this Friday night coming up. San Antonio Spurs departed for Salt Lake City today. They left behind Zach Collins. That's because the Spurs forward has entered the NBA's concussion protocol following last night's loss to the New Orleans Pelicans. Collins had been working his way back since missing the entire 2021 season due to an ankle injury, appearing in only 28 games last season before this latest setback. Matchup will be against the Utah Jazz tomorrow at 8 p.m. for that preseason game.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
Dallas Cowboys scored their fourth straight win without Dak Prescott at quarterback after he was injured in the season opener against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Since that time, Cooper Rush has been undefeated in the starting lineup, but he will be the first one to tell you that he has relied heavily on the Dallas D. In fact, it was a defense that scored the first touchdown of the day when Dorrance Armstrong burst through the line, strip sack Rams quarterback Matt Stafford. The loose ball is picked up by DeMarcus Lawrence, who scores easily. Micah Parsons, fighting through a groin injury, picked up 2 sacks on the day, limiting the Rams to just 10 total points, holding LA scoreless at home in the second half in the 22-10 victory.
Super satisfying knowing that you're holding teams to minimum points, knowing that, you know, your offense can rely on you, and it helps the special teams. You know, we're getting way better field position because how our defense is playing, and that's just the mentality that we decided to play with week in and week out. You know, we hold a high standard here in the Cowboys, and we only want people that's going to be resilient, persevere, and have a lot of determination.
All right, next up, the Cowboys are trying to become the first team to beat the Eagles in Philadelphia when they appear on Sunday Night Football this coming weekend. That's right, the Eagles are 5-0. The Cowboys are 4-1, like the Giants. The UTSA Roadrunners are coming off a hard-fought victory over Western Kentucky, the same Hilltoppers the Roadrunners beat to win their first Conference USA title last year, and now they're 2-0 in conference play. One improvement the Roadrunners have made during this season is the run game in the 31-28 victory over the Hilltoppers. Brendan Brady had 19 carries for 82 yards and 1 touchdown, and Traylon Smith 12 carries for 65. What sort of skill sets do the pair of running backs bring to the Roadrunners offense?
They're both mature. They're both older backs. They know what they're supposed to be doing, whether that's run game, pass game, protection-wise. Both of those guys are a very tremendous asset for us. Definitely appreciate those guys. And, both of those guys, are a blessing for us, whether, Brady's in or Trey's in. We don't skip a beat.
All right, next up for the Roadrunners is a Friday night game at 7 p.m. at Florida International, where UTSA is a 33.5-point favorite. The big game and our big game coverage in water polo playoffs next. The big game and a big game coverage will feature the number 4 Alma Heights Mules hosting number 9 Harlandale Indians on Friday night. The Mules have kicked back from their season-opening 42-39 loss to Seguin after as many as 21 players were suspended for a hazing incident. Since that time, the Mules have reeled off 5 straight wins over Brackenridge, Highlands, McCollum, Burbank, most recently Jefferson, by averaging almost 56 points a game to go 5-0 in district. Likewise, the Harlandale Indians have rebounded well after their loss to their season opener to Veterans Memorial, 51-7. Like the Mules, they've since rolled off 5 straight wins, all in district against Edison, Lanier, Sam Houston, Brackenridge, and most recently Highlands. This game is for the lead in District 14-5A Division II.
That district title game that we've been waiting for, practice, all that for this upcoming week. And Harlandale hasn't been able to play for a title district since can't even remember. So this is a good opportunity for us guys to show what we got.
I know they're a great team. Clearly they're 5-0 and they're physical, big, but it doesn't really matter to us. We're just going to go out and play our game.
All right, kickoff between the Mules and the Indians at Orem Stadium on Friday night is set for 7 p.m. The high school water polo playoffs officially began tonight for the girls. Brandeis taking on Comal Canyon in bi-district round. Broncos all over the Cougarettes in the third period. First off the centering pass, Cameron Hughes sends a shot past the keeper to make it 14-0 Brandeis. And a few moments later, Ana Ramirez finds Grace Goldhammer, who hauls it in and rifles it inside the near post. Brandeis wins their playoff opener 17-0. Next team's in the pool, another bi-district matchup. Clark taking on Davenport. Check out the pass here from the Cougars. Sydney Morrison ahead to Mallory DeArmond, who centers with a long pass to Jillian Sanchez behind the defense, and she breaks free for the opening goal of the match and is 1-0 lead. But the Wolves answer right back with a 3-on-1. Ella Van Dusen centers it to Liliana de Garmo, and she fires it inside the post for a 2-1 Davenport lead. But the Cougars rally to win it 18-13. Final game of the triple-header at Northside Aquatic Center. Taft taking on Highlands. Raiders take control of this one right out of the gate. Giovanna Fernandez finds Leah Plu with the turns and slings it past the keeper's hand. 2 minutes into the game, it's 3-0, and the boys' team is all fired up, supporting them in the stands. A few minutes later, Isabel Franson breaks free, goes far post for another goal. Raiders roll to a 19-0 victory. More highlights on our website at KSAT.com tonight. Andrew was all over the place this evening.
Yeah, he was.
Great job.
Thanks, Greg. Thank you, Andrew.
Works hard. Yeah, thanks to him. We'll be right back after this.
California is celebrating the pumpkin season with the Great Weigh-In. Farmers from across the country competed to see which one had the greatest gourd. They were so big, a forklift had to carry each pumpkin. Travis Ginger actually drove his massive pumpkin 35 hours from Anoka, Minnesota. He held the 2020 champion title for a pumpkin weighing in at 2,350 pounds. His entry this year beat that by 10 pounds and set a new record. He's now the Pumpkin King for a second time in this competition. Those are not only gargantuan, they're gourd-gantuan.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah,
okay.
That's good.
You go
that's
with that
good.
one?
I'm
Okay.
good with that one.
I was waiting for it.
They're
I was
really
waiting for a
big.
gourd pun.
They're really big.
You delivered.
Thank you.
That was great.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to be warm over the next few days, but less humidity Thursday through Friday. Crossing our fingers for some good rain chances early next week.
All right, Sarah, thank you. Well, that does it for us. Good Morning San Antonio starts at 4:30.
I keep thinking of the pumpkins